I've been to 2 physical therapy clinics during my ACL and MCL recovery, and identifying the right PT, the right physical therapist, is huge. If you're about to start knee rehab or any kind of rehabilitation for that matter, here's what actually matters. Hi guys, I'm Monique and I'm currently recovering from ACL and MCL surgery. I'm not a professional, I'm not a therapist, but I'm someone who's been through it. And I've learned a lot about what makes a physical therapist truly helpful in recovery, which is one of the most vulnerable times of our lives. Now, here's what stood out to me in a good physical therapist. First, ensure that they have experience with your specific injury. Usually, there are therapists that are known to work with certain injuries or certain body parts more than others. So I definitely recommend asking your surgeon if he or she has any recommendation of therapists. Asking the clinic when you call in. When I was searching for my own therapist and I was speaking to the person doing the intake form, I would ask them, do you have anyone there who has worked with my type of injuries? Not just ACL, which tends to be more common, but also MCL. Number 2, they watch, and I really mean watch, your form. They watch your form and are appropriately hands-on. Physical therapy is just that. It's physical, and you are gonna need the help, literally. So what's that gonna look like? Your therapist is not just counting reps, they're not just taking notes, but they are correcting your positioning. They are adjusting your movements. They are standing beside you and watching you as you do your exercises to ensure that you are doing it in a correct and safe way. The point of going to physical therapy is to be in a safe, controlled environment while you rehabilitate. And the most crucial part of that is ensuring that you have the attention of your physical therapist during your sessions. Now, number 3, they explain why you're doing what you're doing. Now, this is big for me. This is really important because when they explain what they're doing, they include you in part of the process. And at the end of the day, it is your rehab and it is your pain. Explaining the why makes the pain feel more like purposeful. Most importantly, when you understand the process as it is your process, it helps to build more confidence in the patient. It helps us to feel more confident about doing what we're doing and pushing ourselves. And at the end of the day, especially in something like ACL rehab or knee replacements, confidence is half the battle. And speaking of confidence, number 4, they focus on rebuilding confidence, not just strength. Now, this might not feel intuitive, especially in the beginning when you're weak. So obviously, you're going to be focused on just getting strong, rebuilding strength. However, there comes a point where your body might be strong enough before your brain actually trusts it. And that is really hard. It's called proprioception. And it's something that both my surgeon and my physical therapist have spoken about with me. And it's incredibly important, especially in something like knee surgery, knee rehab, or ACL rehab. A good physical therapist isn't just helping you rebuild your muscle, they're helping you rebuild your trust in the movement. They're helping you rebuild your confidence in your capabilities. They're helping you rebuild the connection between your brain and your joint or whatever body part that it is. Strength is a foundation and it's what we need, but confidence is actually what makes us move and makes us progress to the next level. Number 5, they celebrate small wins. Maybe it's your first step, it's 5 degrees more in bending, or it's your first bike pedal. Whatever it is, oftentimes those little moments of progress can feel invisible, especially amidst all the things that you have to overcome. And I think a good PT makes those small moments extremely visible and celebrates them. When I was in my early stages of rehab, trying to regain my range of motion, my physical therapist always made me feel really accomplished, even if it was just a couple degrees more that I got. Even when I hit 60 degrees, the next time I tried, it was not easy. Like, it was still a struggle to still get back to that 60 degrees, much less to get to 65 degrees. And so having a therapist that sees how hard you're going, sees the effort that you're making, and celebrates and affirms that is really, really critical. And speaking of affirmations, number 6, positive reinforcement over fear-based motivation. And this is one that I feel very, very strongly about. I don't respond well to fear-based motivation. For example, if you don't bend this knee, you'll never walk again. Is that what you want? When I hear things like that, I get tense, I get panicked, I get nervous, I get really tight, and that's exactly what we're trying to work against. So the PTs that encouraged me, that coached me, that spoke life into my knee, literally, that made me feel capable. It made me feel hopeful. And it ultimately got better results out of me. And I'll use this moment to share a personal kind of anecdote. When I was doing my home PTs and I was massaging my scars and trying to get my leg to 30 degrees, 35 degrees, 40 degrees, let's not even talk about 90 degrees and above, I spoke so much life into my knee. There is a tendency to want to label the injured body part as the bad knee or the bad shoulder or the hurt knee, the injured knee, just very negative. And I personally found that reframing that language into something that speaks more life into the knee got better results and encouraged a better mindset around the rehab process and what had happened. Because at the end of the day, unfortunately, if you've had surgery on any part of your body, that body part has undergone a certain level of trauma. So it's important to speak positively and speak life into what you're trying to heal. And it's important for your therapist to also respect that as well. Now, number 7, they don't treat you like you're on an assembly line. Recovery isn't linear, and your PT should know that. They probably do know that. So it's important that you feel like you're being treated like a human being, that they're checking in on you when you go in for your sessions. They ask you, okay, how's your knee feeling or how's your shoulder feeling? How are you feeling today? It's important that they have that rapport with you that centers the fact that you are still a person, you are still a human being, and the recovery process is not going to be linear. Even if you have a protocol that says there's a timeline and you should be here by that time and you should be able to do this by that time, that's just not always how it goes. That's personally not how it went for me. And your physical therapist should be able to adjust to that as well. And lastly and finally, number 8, your therapist listens. It's very simple and it sounds very obvious, but this is extremely important in having a good physical therapist. You are a part of this process and this journey is yours. Rehab is both physical and mental. I promise you that. And feeling heard reduces fear. It exercises trust. Trust ultimately equals better movement. So the right physical therapist won't dismiss your pain or concerns. It's important that you advocate for yourself. It's important that you advocate for your body, as that is a part of the rehabilitation process. Remember how we spoke about confidence earlier? These things are all connected. And having a safe space where your therapist listens protects that confidence. If you're starting any type of physical rehab, your physical therapist isn't just someone there to give you exercises. They're guiding your confidence, nurturing your mindset, and helping you feel safe moving again. Rehab, and especially knee rehab, it isn't just physical, it's mental. It's learning to believe your knee can move again. And having a physical therapist that understands that makes a huge difference. Now, if you're starting rehab or you're already in it, don't feel bad asking questions and voicing your concerns. Or if necessary, even switching clinics. The right physical therapist should make you feel safe, supported, and included in your own recovery, because it's yours at the end of the day. I'm still in my recovery journey, but I just wanted to share this in case it helps anyone else who's feeling alone in the process or who might be struggling in their own physical therapy journey. And if you've had PT experiences, whether good or bad, I'd love to hear more about what helped you, because at the end of the day, that's how we help each other. I hope you guys have enjoyed or found value in watching this video. And if you want to see more or want to see a bit more of my own recovery journey, feel free to check out my recovery series. And don't forget to click like or subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, take care.